Don't Vote Labour Again.
Episode 45,
The Grooming Gangs, a Deep Dive.
Part 6.
Alongside the native British politicians and professionals either too cynical, ideological or cowardly to intervene, some MPs, councillors, police officers and social workers were from the Pakistani community themselves. In the case of the Oldham and Rochdale gangs, the main ringleader, Shabir Ahmed, was actually employed by the council as a welfare officer. The role, incredibly, gave him access to children, and it is alleged he went about his pimping activities while working. Ahmed had apparently been a Labour member and was highly connected to the party, as well as prominent in the Pakistani community. It wasn't just a case of lax vetting, the implication goes, but a political favour. Citizen journalist Raja Miar alleges, and he insists he has receipts, that Oldham Central Mosque was run by a sex offender. The man was apparently, I can't find a news report on this, Mohammed Islam, convicted in 2021 for a sexual assault on a woman in 2012. Islam was, it seems, a Labour council candidate for Coldhurst ward in 2007 and is allegedly still involved in the Labour branch, at least up until 2020. Miar happened upon the Mohammed Islam situation when approached by a concerned mother. The mother had approached the council, Miar claims, and a council safeguarding officer told her both they and the police were aware about it and did not consider the chairman a threat to children. The screenshot of the alleged email reads, "Yes, I have discussed with the police, and he is not considered a risk to children." Wow, any sex offender is a potential risk to children. The mosque was also run, Miar claims, by a board full of Labour councillors and members. The local Bangladeshi Muslim area, Coldhurst ward, was considered a powerful voting bloc for Labour. The mosque had been built on council-owned public land, apparently sold to the Bangladeshis for a favourable price. A large interest-free loan had also been given to the mosque. In return, allegedly, the mosque was not just
Influencing their congregation,
but also arranging postal vote fraud. The boss of the groomers, Shabir Ahmed, it is claimed,
was heavily involved in the mosque and its nefarious activities. People connected to the mosque, apparently, would go from door to door, either collecting postal ballots or making sure Muslims were registered to vote. Sometimes they took them blank to fill them in later, or they would pressure people to fill them in. Allegedly, these canvassers included drug dealers and gang members, adept at intimidation. One of the mosque trustees in 2016 was Montaz Ali Azad. He was a Labour councillor who was fined for hiring 3 illegal immigrants in his company and not registering them with HMRC. Azad is clearly not done with local politics, as he stood to be an independent councillor in 2022. He must have a real love for public service.
Also in Oldham, we have the curious case of Arooj Shah. It's not connected to rape gangs as far as we know, but does illustrate the dubious climate in local government. She is a current Labour councillor and GMCA member, and is the leader of Oldham Council. She was, and seemingly still is, a friend of a former local heroin dealer, Mohammed Imran Ali. Ali had been convicted for 7 years for acting as the getaway driver for Dale Cregan, the gangland killer who murdered 2 Manchester policewomen with a gun and a grenade in 2012.
Her brother is also a convicted criminal, apparently jailed for money laundering.
She responded to these issues in a speech to the council chamber in December 2019. "I can't be responsible for my upbringing, for the choices that people in my life make. I can condemn their individual and personal choices, but I can't condemn them as people. I know people from all walks of life, but I am such a strong believer in rehabilitation." On the 8th of January 2020, she addressed the matter again to full council, saying that she appreciated her friendships and relationships would be difficult for some people to accept. She went on to say she couldn't pretend they don't exist, And certainly I can't turn my back on people I've known since childhood. Yes, Aruj, you can, especially if you want to be an important political figure. She repeated this point again. I would never condone any acts, not that my brother did and not that my friend did. I do not disown people for political convenience or to advance my political career. It gets worse because Mohammed Imran Khan, the ex-heroin dealer and helper of a notorious killer, was proposing to organize a citizen street patrol to deter petty crime. Sounds legit, doesn't it? Naturally, local people were concerned by this, with one campaigner asking in a public letter, "Do you, as chief executive, think it is acceptable for street patrols to be carried out by a convicted getaway driver and heroin dealer?" A similar controversial group had been set up in the Failsworth area of Oldham. The issue was discussed in an August council meeting. Shah did not publicly support the idea, but she didn't outright condemn it either. As a local council, we would not seek to condemn any member of the public who wishes to improve their local area. Of course, locals were suspicious of this position, given her friendship with Ali. The patrols seemingly did go ahead the next month, despite what the council and the local MP had said. Ali claimed, "The neighbourhood patrols have been running for 2 weeks. They are a visual deterrent and absolutely not a vigilante group."
Those wishing to make political capital
Or sensationalise matters need to take a long, hard look at themselves and their motives.
Of course, none of this has stopped Shah being hailed as a progressive icon, the first Muslim female council leader, and so on. Labour, as usual, deflect from her murky associations by asserting she is the victim of misogynistic hate speech and conspiracy theories. Maybe so, but a senior Labour politician is friends with a serious criminal. You can't escape that. Bizarrely, Shah's car was set on fire in 2021.
Her haters and the writings of Roger Meir were blamed for this, but given her exotic connections, who knows what the motive was? These are from my article series Don't Vote Labour Again, published on my Substack, link in description. I usually split each subject into smaller episodes. In the description, you will find links to the other episodes. You can also check out my playlist to find every single one. Please support me in my work by subscribing to this channel, subscribing free to my Substack, and by liking and sharing. Thank you very much, and I'll see you again soon as we plumb the depths of this dreadful government.